And let's remember, those opposite went to the last election with bigger deficits, bigger debt, and a $600 billion nuclear fantasy. Then they promoted the mastermind of that meltdown to now be the shadow treasurer. So forgive us if we do not take fiscal lectures from the mob who doubled the debt before the pandemic and left the country with nothing to show for it.
Call the member for Hunter.
Thank you, Speaker. We've heard a lot of noise today from those opposite about fiscal responsibility, but let's be real. One side of this place talks about fiscal responsibility and the other side actually delivers on it, Speaker. When those opposite were in charge, they set fiscal rules and broke every single one of them. They said they would balance the budget. They said they would offset new spending. They said they would bank revenue upgrades. They said they would reduce debt. And Speaker, they failed on every count. They racked up deficit after deficit, piled on debt, and left behind a budget riddled with waste and rorts. They even printed mugs that said "back in black," but never printed a surplus. Under this Labor government, we have done what they never could. We have delivered the largest nominal improvement to the budget in a parliamentary term, a $209 billion turnaround in our first term. We have delivered the first back-to-back surplus in almost 2 decades. And in our third year, the deficit is around 1/5 of what we inherited. Those opposite like to talk about spending caps, but under them real spending grew by 4.1% on average, Deputy Speaker. Under us, it's at 1.7%. That is discipline and extremely good management. They did not deliver a saving in their last budget. We have found more than $100 billion since coming into government. They spent most of their revenue upgrades. We have banked almost 70%. That's why the budget is stronger, not weaker, Deputy Speaker. And let's remember, those opposite went to the last election with bigger deficits, bigger debt, and a $600 billion nuclear fantasy that would have driven up power prices through the roof. Then they promoted the mastermind of that meltdown to now be the shadow treasurer. So forgive us if we do not take fiscal lectures from the mob who doubled the debt before the pandemic and left the country with nothing to show for it. We have turned Liberal deficits into Labor surpluses, driven down debt, and shown spending restraint that would be unrecognisable to those opposite. We have done it all while investing in things that matter, like Medicare, like aged care, like clean jobs, and cost of living relief for thousands and thousands of Australians doing it tough. That's what good, responsible Labor economic management looks like. Delivering for working people, not just talking about it like those opposite.
That's right.
Standard and Poor's have reaffirmed Australia's AAA credit rating, a voting confidence of Labor's responsible budget management and the stability in this government. Their so-called fiscal rules were not worth the paper they were written on. They promised us surpluses, but went none from 9. 0 from 9. They promised to offset spending, but made negative net decisions 4 out of 5 times. They promised to bank receipt upgrades, but only kept 40% of that. They promised to reduce payments as a share of GDP, but it all went up. They promised to stabilise debt, but almost doubled it. We have a clear fiscal strategy and we are delivering on that, Speaker. Our rules are in our budget improvements. The improvement in budget position, reduce debt, limit real spending and bank revenue upgrades. We have improved the budget by $209 billion, reduced gross debt to a peak around 37% of GDP, compared to 45% that were left to us by those opposite. and cut interest costs by $60 billion.
Yeah.
When we came to office, inflation was higher and rising, real wages were falling and deficits stretched as far as the eye could see. Now inflation is at a 4-year low, real wages have been growing for 7 quarters, more than 1.1 million jobs have been created, unemployment at record lows, and we're continually delivering cheaper cost of living relief for people that really need it.
Yeah.
Childcare, cheaper medicines, energy bill relief, and 3 rounds of tax cuts for every Australian worker.
Yeah.
Cheers, Deputy Speaker.